So on board the International Space Station today, some pretty exciting stuff happening. Some small satellites, microsatellites being deployed from one of the airlocks on board the station. Here to tell me a little bit more today is Masa Miyake. He's the International Space Station Program Manager for JAXA, the Japanese Aerospace Exploration Agency. Masa, thanks so much for being here today.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
First off, tell me a little bit about this program. It's the Small Satellite Orbital Deployment Program. Tell me a little bit about it real quick.
Okay, the GEM, the Small Satellite Development Program, it's provide the good enough the opportunity for the potential CubeSat user in the world to have the some many launch capability into the low Earth orbit from the ISS in compare with the other some opportunity like launch vehicle and so on. It's very good the condition like less vibration and also the many satellite can be launched by the HTV transfer vehicle or other the commercial vehicle like Dragon and Cygnus and by the some SoftBank. And also the last time checkout could be very easy by crew for before the deployment. So they very easy to handle the satellite. So I hope that many people can use this opportunity.
Yeah, so just a really unique way to launch satellites, basically, as opposed to launching them up on a launch vehicle like normal, and they're very small. And one thing you mentioned was the crew can kind of do a final checkout of it. What are some of the things? Because Koichi was responsible for all of this on board. What are some of the things he was doing to get ready?
Let me clarify the exact what we were doing. That the robotics arm and finally developed some the deployment mechanism from our airlock. And the crew can do this, unpack the satellite and set up those satellite onto our airlock pallet. And before that, the crew can install all the CubeSat into our deployment mechanism, and then set up the airlock, and we can close the airlock. Then our ground operator can open the hatch and deploy the satellite. And either crew, both crew and the ground team can operate the robotics arm. And also the send command can be done by crew or ground team. It's up to the condition of the crew time. If crew is very busy, our ground team can help to deploy by ground. But important things, the crew only can check out and also the set up the airlock. That's a very important job.
Well, yeah, and I mean, it's great when you can have that kind of crew or ground interaction with the device. And I know we have some video from that deployment a little bit earlier today. Just tell us a little bit about what's happening here. So, what are we looking at right here?
Yes, now the our robotics arm waiting to open the airlock outside door. Then now just airlock the table just deployed from the inside to the outside, and crew have already set up the our deployment mechanism on the airlock table, and you can see this graphs the picture. And now our robotics GEMA robotics just waiting to fully deploy the such a deployment mechanism.
And again, this is all taking place on kind of on the exposed facility outside of Kibo.
Yes. It's a very unique capability. Only Kibo can provide this capability. And this is our JSSOD, the deployment mechanism. Then just big table is our multi-purpose experiment platform, and just some two same some deployment code is the right side of the this platform. And each of three CubeSat. It's a 10 square centimeters size CubeSat can be installed. So total 6 CubeSat could be deployed.
So this could do 6 at a time. They did 3 today.
The maximum, but today the 3 of them can have already deployed, and tomorrow that we have the big size, the CubeSat, we so-called the 3U unit. It's a 10 centimeter and 30 centimeters big satellite.
So these CubeSats can come in multiple sizes.
Yes, multiple. So just any type of the 2 unit or 1 unit or 3 unit can be accommodate this deployment mechanism.
Can you tell me a little bit about the satellites that were deployed this morning?
Okay, today the CubeSat were deployed right now, and one is a Japanese satellite, and not Japanese, but one satellite was developed by the Vietnam National Satellite Center with some cooperation of the Tokyo University in Japan, and those satellite is kind of the skill training and development for the young engineer in Vietnam, the people, to help how they could be trained to develop the spacecraft using this small satellite. So it's very honor for us to cooperate with Vietnam, the people on this satellite. And the rest of 2 satellites were developed by the U.S. commercial company, the Nanoracks company. And it's also the unique capability. Just they have some open platform type equipment program, which can be delighting by the public user. So any type of the application, like a shoot some picture or something, very different purpose can be applied for this satellite.
So really diverse amount of options available for the satellites, and a lot easier to get into possibly than just traditional satellite.
Many different the user can use one satellite. That's very unique.
And I know you guys got some big plans, kind of coming up for what you're hoping to do with this program. What are some of those?
Yeah, since this GEM-RMS and the AROC is a very unique capability, and now we have done 2 deployment mission last year and this year, and in the future we have the other some different deployment mechanism developed by the NASA or Nanoracks commercial company and so on. So for example, some big size satellite also can be deployed by the NASA new deployment mechanism, we so-called the Cyclops, in maybe the next year. And also the coming Orbital 1, the Nanoracks company to provide some big size, their own deployment mechanism. So our JAXA side can accommodate those any different type of the deployment mechanism into our AROC and the GEM-RMS. And also the other some aspect is we also retrieve some outside the equipment, like some trouble happened on some outside battery or some mission equipment. We can retrieve those equipment through the AROC to the inside, and the crew can repair such equipment and just redeploy those equipment to the outside. So the NASA developed the joint universal type. Any size can be grasped by such a joint GEM operation transfer interface. So we hope that many different type the mission could be used by our very unique capability, GEM-RMS and AROC.
Yeah, like you said, very unique, very robust capability on board the International Space Station, and the CubeSat deployed this morning, just one of the projects that is going to be led out of the Japanese module on board the station. So again, Masa thank you so much for coming on, International Space Station Programmer Manager for JAXA. Really appreciate it, and again, really cool project, and look forward to some of the other projects that are going to be operating outside of the Kibo airlock in the future.
Yeah,
Thank
it's
you.
my pleasure. Thank you very much.